just getting ready for our first camping trip to the Shenandoahs, our first backpacking trip of the season. And I got my stuff out. I'm just going to go through a few things on what we take, what I take, what I put in my pack. By no means a outdoors expert, but thought some of you might want to see what the trail is to Jeremy's Run up in Shenandoahs and see some of the campsites that we hit up, and take some notes if you want, and please give feedback if you have any. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, just first few things. We use a Big Agnes 2-man tent. We use a Big Agnes Double Z sleeper. I have a couple stuff sacks here and waterproof bags for clothing for water crossings. I have a Gregory Savant 48 that I've had for a number of years. They've been camping with for a while. We have the Sawyer water filters for collecting water at the stream crossings. I use a jet boil, a canteen cup for coffee in the morning and soups, and then we have a MSR pot that we can cook off the jet boil burner, since there is no open flames allowed in the Shenandoahs. Got my fuel and a pop-up Sea to Summit bowl, and that's about it. For food, we take a number of things that can be squeezed down into a bag, easier packing, and made into soups. Summer sausages to cut up, and oatmeal for breakfast. Yes, there's a lot of food because we are going for only one night, but we have 3 boys and they eat a lot, so last thing I want them to do is go hungry. Everybody carries their own water source and shares a load of food for the hike in and on the hike out. We take our bug spray, and this stuff right here, Gel. If you haven't used it before, it's necessary for any mosquito bites, any bug bites, anything that can itch, burn, or sting. It'll take it away really quick. All right, here we are at Shenandoahs in the Elkwallow area, and we just started the trail down to Jeremy's Run. And as you can see, it's a lot of shaded cover here, good canopy. The temperature up here is significantly lower than up, or down in the valley rather. It's about 72, 73 degrees, and nice weather for a good hike in the middle of June. So I'll update more as we go, and enjoy the video. We're back. Here's the trail going down towards the switchbacks, getting us down into the valley. It's a couple 100-foot descent over the course of about 1.5 miles. So it's not straight down, but it is definitely, there are definitely some good switchbacks that will work your calves on the way down and your thighs on the way up. So it is moderately rated trail. All right, here we are a little more than half a mile in, getting ready to start the switchbacks going down the mountain. And so far everything's going great. No bear sightings yet, and the weather's beautiful. All right, here we are at mile 1.3, and we made it down the switchbacks, and now we're down by the water. You can hear the on the back and see it. You got a trail that goes across over there, water crossing, and a campsite on the other side, or where I came off the trail right behind me. Instead of turning right and come down this little valley area, you can go straight and continue on down towards Jeremy's Run. And we made it down to the first river crossing, and here it is. My youngest has already made it across, and the older ones are upstream trying to climb across a fallen tree to get across without getting wet. So here we are. We're gonna make this first crossing and continue down the trail. We are at the second river crossing. It's a little bit deeper, this one, and water's running a little high, so should be adventurous. Loving the great outdoors. All right, let's get this done. Okay, we just crossed the river. Used those fallen trees to walk across, so was able to make it through without getting wet. It is 2 miles in, taking our time on this hike, enjoying the nice cool weather, a little bit of bugs, not too bad, and like I said earlier, lots of shade. So we'll catch up with you a little bit further down the trail. And here we are at another river crossing. Water's not too high, but it's running nicely. Right up that hill is another campsite that we usually stay at. There's our dog trying to figure out what he's doing. And I forgot to mention earlier that it is at 2.3 miles in is when we come up to this first campsite that we stay at from time to time. And I'll show the GPS to show on the map how far in and what it looks like. Here's my GPS. I use a Garmin Montana 650. I've been using it for a couple of years, and it's done a good job. I've marked waypoints from previous trips out here at Camp 1 and Camp 2. So we're at Campsite 1, and we'll decide now whether we want to stay here or keep going down the trail that goes down beyond those trees to our other camp area that we frequent. Here is the campsite that I showed on the other side of the river after the river crossing came up the hill, and it's a good clearing for at least 2 tents, 2 small 2 to 4 man tents, and then some rocks for a sitting area, and plenty of trees to hang your bear bag. And if you've never hung a bear bag, then I will show you how I hang my bear bag later. But this is about 2.25 miles in from the parking lot, and we decided, since there's so much daylight left, that we're going to go ahead and head down the trail another mile and a quarter and find another campsite to set up for the night. All right, we're at river crossing number 4. There's a log there to cross on, or some rocks that way, but we're now 3 miles into Jeremy's Run, and we're still about half to 3/4 of a mile before we hit where we're going to go for a campsite. And there's Brady. All right, here we are at another river crossing. I said 4 last time, but I can't remember if that was
3 or 4 now. Now I'm confused. But this river crossing, we'll go and use this down tree to get across. And we are 3¼ miles in, and we will get across and keep on pushing until we find this campsite. We're now about 3 hours away from sunset. So here we go. So we made it across that river crossing, and now we're just about 1/4 mile away from the campground, it looks like. So we're going to keep on pushing and hopefully get there in the next 15-20 minutes we're hoping for, so we can start setting up camp and making dinner. It is now 10 after 6, and we got about another 1.5 hours of daylight. So see you at camp. We are at another river crossing. We're almost there. It looks like the campsite's gonna be right up there. So still a beautiful day, still making it in good time. Let's go get our campsite. Hey there everybody, we made it to our campsite, and it is right down from the river here, or right up from the river should I say. And we just got 2 of our 3 tents set up. Our older boys got their tents set up over there, and now I'm about to set our 2-man tent right there, a big Agnes, and I'm gonna set up the time lapse so you guys can see it go. Here we go. All right, so it is almost 9 p.m. now. The sun's going down. I brought my son out here, and we went ahead and hung our food. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to put a picture, but whenever camping out in the backcountry, you always want to take any food or trash or anything that you have that might attract animals, specifically bears, and hang it a good portion away from your camp, and preferably over a cliff or water where bears can't easily grab it and then annihilate your food and have a feast on you, and then you don't have any food for the rest of your trip. So I'll post that picture, and good night. We'll see you in the morning. Morning everyone. Like I mentioned last night when I hung the bear bag, I'd bring you back down to the river and show you where we hung it. And as you can see, I got a 550 cord going up, looping around the log with my waterproof bags connected by a carabiner hanging over the water where if a bear really wanted it, I'm sure they could get to it, but at least this is a decent way away from the camp where it's not going to attract the animals into the campsite to rummage through tents and possibly hurt us. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it down and head back to camp to make breakfast. Oatmeal. Hey everybody, this is our breakfast this morning. We used the NSR pot to boil some water with our jet boil burner. Made some hot cocoa in our canteen cup, and now making some oatmeal for breakfast.
All right, we're getting ready to cut out of camp now. We already ate, cleaned up our tents, and are ready to hit the trail and head back to the trailhead. Whenever you're in the backcountry, they say leave no trace, and that means no trash, no waste, nothing around that can show that someone's just sleeping here other than the flattened ground from the tents. So here we go. It's about noon now, and we're gonna head back the 3.5 miles. All right, see you on the trail. Here we are, heading out in the last mile of the trail, going up the mountain to the parking lot. So far we have an elevation climb of 560 feet since we left the campsite, and so we got a little bit to go. So we'll see you guys at the parking lot. Okay, so we made it back to the parking lot, and it is almost 4 p.m. and there was a 982 foot elevation gain and a total of 3.79 miles on the way out. We're all done, and now we're packing up, and we're gonna pop into the Elkwallow lodge right over there and go grab a scoop of ice cream, then hit the road and head home. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Like it, please hit the like, hit subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy more videos to come.